So this is about slices, and you start plugging in into the original equation to see what equation you get. Okay. Suppose you have x equal to 0, you get negative y squared plus z squared equals to 2. And so the question is, how do you draw this on the yz plane? Well, since the question is saying that the slices look like one of these, what you need to do is just see what happens with the z and y intercepts. So let's try this. If I plug in z equal to 0, you get negative y squared equal to 2, and that means y is plus minus square root of negative 2, which is not a real number, right? So this means that there is no y-intercept. Okay, so no y-intercept exists. On the other hand, if you plug in y equal to 0, you get 0 plus z squared equals to 2, and z is plus minus square root of 2. So we know that square root of 2 is about 1.4. So 1.4, negative 1.4. You have some kind of a curve. Now it's helpful if you know that if you take the usual circle equation and you put minus here or minus there, you get something called a hyperbola. It could be in this direction or that direction, depending on your x or y intercepts. So if you have that knowledge that switching one of them as minus, so this is an example of a hyperbola. If you knew that, and if you knew that the graph passes through these 2 points, then it must be this kind of hyperbola, right? And that one seems to match this one because this is about 1.4 here. So this should be 1. Okay. Okay, so let's continue on to the next one. If I have x squared minus 2 squared plus z squared equals to 2, that's going to give you x squared plus z squared equals to 2 squared is 4. If you add them to the other side, 2 plus 4 is 6. Okay, so that's an easy one because here's x and z. X squared plus y squared equals to r squared is the circle equation. So this is a circle of radius square root of 6. Square root of 6 is about 2.4. So this one here, yeah, that would match with number 2 because that's the circle of square root of 6. Now slice for y equal to 0, x squared minus 0 squared plus z squared is equal to 2, and therefore you're going to get, and in the same way this will be a circle of radius square root of 2, and that would be this one, right? So this will be d. Now slice for x equal to square root of 2, let's plug that in. So number 4, square root of 2 squared minus y squared plus z squared equals to 2. And square root of 2 squared is 2, so these cancel. And if I move the y squared to the other side, I get z squared equals to y squared, right? Now solving, it's interesting that you can solve for z by taking the square root. And remember, when you take the square root, it's plus or minus, right? So in that case, just think about this like y equals to plus minus x. Y equals to x is this line. Y equals to negative x is this line, right? So this would be both of those lines, so you're going to get this, which would be C.